Rangers failed to close the gap down to Celtic to 1 point last night after their draw against Dundee. However, Philippe Clement thought Rangers played well. He thought they were by far the better team and should have won the game. But Kris Boyd seems to think otherwise, and he seems to think Philippe Clement is full of shit, just like Rangers have been in the last couple of games against Dundee and Ross County. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And Kris Boyd, he's not having it. He's not having Philippe Clement's assessment of last night's game, and I don't think many people are, to be honest. Philippe Clement came out afterwards and said that Rangers were by far the better team, created the most chances, and they were unlucky due to saves from the goalkeeper, blocks from other players, etc. But that's not really the game I seen. Rangers, yeah, had more chances, but how many of those chances were clear-cut? How many great saves did the goalkeeper McCracken have to pull off? How many last-ditch blocks did Dundee have to pull off? Rangers had probably 4 or 5 shots on target, and they were all relatively comfortable. There was not one shot where it really looked like the keeper was in trouble or a defender had to pull off something amazing to make a last-second block or anything like that. So I don't agree with Philippe Clement, and neither does Kris Boyd, but quickly we will go over what Philippe Clement said. I'm not going to give you his full statement after the match, but this is like a little snippet of what Philippe Clement had to say. He said, quote, "We should have won this game. We were the best team by far, the most possession by far, the most chances. Things didn't go our side's way with saves from the goalkeeper and blocks from other players. Today I was disappointed. I was angry after the Ross County game because we lost our structure and our football in a big part of the game. But that was not the case today." End of quote. So Philippe Clement basically saying today he's disappointed that Rangers didn't win, but he's not angry with the performance. He thinks the performance was good. He thinks on another day Rangers would have won this game easy because they created all the chances, they had all the shots, all the possession and whatnot, and he's basically saying that, you know, it was because Dundee were so good with their defensive abilities that they pretty much prevented Rangers from winning this, and there's not a lot Rangers could have done. And I think that's bullshit. Like I said, I watched the game. I didn't see all these chances, these great clear-cut opportunities for Rangers. They didn't happen, and Kris Boyd appears to have not watched the game through Philippe Clement's tinted specs either, because when he was asked by Sky Sports if he agreed with the assessment of the Rangers manager, he pretty much said no. Boyd said, quote, "No, I don't think in terms of chances created, I didn't really see any clear-cut. Rangers got into plenty of good positions in the pitch. Fabio Silva I touched on in the first half. There was one in the second as well, and he was sleeping. When you get in those positions as a forward player, you've got to get on the move and make up your mind of your winger. I said it at the weekend, Rangers can't depend on one player coming back and making a difference. It has to be better. You can't go to Ross County and get beat. You can't come up here tonight and draw. When you're in a title race, listen, full credit to Ross County and Dundee, but Rangers have got to be a lot better than they are. You're talking about big players stepping up. Cantwell, what has he done again tonight? Lawrence, you're looking for more. I think Sima, yes, he's coming back from injury, but you are looking for more. Kamar Roof, again, he's not played football in a long time, but Rangers never really created anything for him. He's a penalty box striker. If you get the ball in there, he has shown he will score goals. Dessers came on, and it didn't really work. From a forward point of view, the substitutions were poor. Rangers have got problems at this moment in time. End of quote. So Boyd there just not agreeing with Clement. He thinks there's problems at Rangers. There is problems at Rangers, and they're now 3 points behind Celtic. They're 5 goals worse off in the goal difference. I mean, it's not even a case now of Rangers still having the league in their own hands. I mean, they could win the last 5 games and still not win the league. The likelihood is they might need to beat Celtic by multiple goals. You know, just going to Celtic Park and getting 3 points very well might not be enough for Rangers. They might actually have to go there and put 2, 3, 4 goals past Celtic in order to try and get the goal difference in their favour. So things aren't good right now for Rangers. Kris Sutton also chimed in though. He wasn't going to let this opportunity go away. He also gave his thoughts. He says about what Clement could do to fix the issues at Rangers. Sutton says, quote, "Pray. Start praying. I have been really impressed with Philippe Clement up until sort of now. I don't know what game he was watching, but to call Dundee lucky, they were not lucky. He did say Rangers lacked a spark and people should not jump to conclusions. The conclusion is, in a huge game, a huge couple of games of Rangers, they have not stepped up when they need it to the most. It's come to the business end of the season and they needed to build momentum and they are losing it at this moment in time. We know second is last in Glasgow. We saw the reaction of the Rangers fans at the end. They are not happy. He's got this Rangers team back into a title race, then all of a sudden they are crumbling." End of quote. And you know what? Rangers are crumbling, and it's very strange because they did come back from a position where they'd no right to, really. When Clement came over, no one could have asked him or no one could have expected him to get Rangers into a title fight. They were 8 points behind Celtic. They were playing absolute shit. People pretty much just accepted that the squad was full of duds that Michael Beale had signed. And like I said, no one was expecting Philippe Clement to come in and make drastic changes and get Rangers into a title fight. Never mind win the league. I think Rangers fans would have been happy with Philippe Clement coming in, improving the team, getting some good results, playing some good football, maybe winning a cup, and perhaps just even close the gap to Celtic. Maybe not even in terms of points, but just to close the gap so that Rangers, in terms of ability-wise, were a lot closer to Celtic than they were before Michael Beale left. And Philippe Clement, he done more than that. He won the cup. He got to the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. He began to close the gap to Celtic in the league. He got closer and closer to them. Celtic were beginning to drop points. Rangers were winning every single game. I mean, even before Rangers overtook Celtic, a lot of people, a lot of pundits were predicting Rangers to win the league. A lot of people were saying Rangers were favourites, despite still trailing Celtic by 4 points, because Rangers were playing really good football and they were getting better results than Celtic. So, I mean, Clement needs to take credit for that, 100%. But the problem for Clement is he's a failure of his own success, because he came in, he did a great job at the beginning. He's got Rangers into a position where they can now win the league, even though they should never have been able to be in a title fight. But as soon as he gets them into the winning position, as soon as he gets them at the top of the table, and he gets them into a place where they should go on and win the league, all of a sudden, Rangers have begun to falter, and now it's making him look bad, because the expectations weren't really there when he came in. But after 5 months, people were expecting Rangers to win the league because he'd done such a good job. So, I mean, yeah, I think Clement needs to... I think he does need to face criticism, because Rangers haven't been good enough over the past, month and a bit. But the reason he's getting criticised is because he was so good when he originally came in. So, it's a strange one. I think Clement's still been a success, okay? Even if he doesn't win the league, he's still been a success. But you're looking at really what could have been. Had he come in and had this last month, 6 weeks not happened, if Rangers were still top of the table, I mean, this is a guy that could have went on and won a treble, and people would be talking about him as if he's one of the best Rangers managers of all time. Yet it's strange, because now we've seen over the last 24 hours, we've heard people saying that Clement should leave, Clement should be sacked. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I do believe that Philippe Clement, the fact that he was so good in his first 4 or 5 months, I think that's actually come back to bite him on the ass, and now he's been held to those really high standards that he created, and all of a sudden we're seeing Rangers drop below those standards. So do I think Rangers can still win the league from a neutral standpoint? Of course. I mean, it's in their own hands technically. If Rangers win their last 5 games, and if Rangers beat Celtic by, let's say, 4 or 5 goals, then I don't think Celtic are coming back for that. I think that Rangers will go on and win the league. But will they do that? I don't know. Will Rangers go to Celtic Park and beat Celtic? I don't know. I don't really think so. Will Rangers beat the other 4 teams in the top 6 split? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, Kilmarnock are really good. Hearts are really good. Rangers have already drew here with Dundee. St Mirren on their day, yes, this season they haven't really produced against the Old Firm, but St Mirren, when they are at their best, they're a good team. So I think there will be drop points. I don't think Celtic will win every game in the top 6 split fixtures. I think they will drop points against somebody, but I also think Rangers will drop points, and I think the Old Firm game is going to be massive. For Rangers to win the league, they have to beat Celtic at Celtic Park, in my opinion. A draw will not be enough, especially with the goal difference. I think Rangers need to take that opportunity to try and bring the goal difference down. So look, we'll see what happens. I agree with Chris Boyd. Rangers were not good last night. They didn't deserve to win that game. Were they better than Dundee? I mean, I think it's a fine line, you know. Maybe Rangers were slightly better, but I mean, is that enough? Is that enough to get a win just because you were slightly better? I mean, it wasn't a great game of football. I personally thought Dundee looked to create. I thought when they got into the final third, Dundee looked more dangerous. Didn't really create that many chances, but I think going forward, Dundee looked like they were going to punish Rangers more than Rangers did. Rangers had possession, but didn't really do a lot with it. So, yeah, that's my opinion. Philippe Clement, can he bounce back? Can he still win the league with Rangers? I think he can, but Celtic are definitely favourites now, no doubt about it, and it will be interesting to see how Rangers respond in their next game. They have to win. Next game, I mean, every game pretty much is must win now for Rangers. I think Rangers need to win pretty much every single game in the split to have a chance. Will they do it? We'll find out, guys, and we'll find out right here on Fog Football. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.